Titans, Bitcoin had a very strong close for the previous week, but did we meet our target for the weekly close, and are we cleared yet to continue the upwards trend? Let's find out. Kevin, hit that intro. Let's kick it off with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Last Friday, we were at 83, which represents extreme greed. And now we are even lower at 77, which is still in the extreme greed range, but at least this allows some more room before we potentially make another big move for Bitcoin. Now let's move on to your daily reminder that the Bitcoin halving is in just 29 days. Also note that the halving date is now currently estimated to be April 17th. But again, it's a moving date based on whenever the 210,000 blocks have been added to the Bitcoin blockchain. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Looking at the 24-hour window, there's some decent liquidity building up around the 69K level, which represents the bears or shorts positions, but there is hardly any liquidity below the current price action. You know what I always say, Bitcoin always follows the liquidity, so we could potentially see a short squeeze very soon to liquidate the shorts at the 69K level. Now let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin ETF flow table. On Friday, March 15th, we had another light day of money flowing into the ETFs with a total of only $198.8 million to close the week. Looking back over this month, I've noticed that we seem to get the strongest flows of money on Mondays and Tuesdays, like we did here on the 4th and 5th of March, and likewise for the 11th and 12th of March. So we may see an uptick for today and tomorrow if that continues. Guys, this is your reminder that we are only 66 days away from a decision to be made by the SEC for the first Ethereum spot ETF by May 23rd. Don't sleep on Ethereum because you know what happened to Bitcoin leading up to the approval of the spot ETFs back in January. All right, now let's hit the charts. All right, so over the weekend, we formed the second half of what ended up being a falling wedge pattern on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, which is very bullish. And we had a breakout from this pattern on Sunday. The breakout target for this pattern would be reclaiming the top of the wedge, which is at approximately 73.8K. But as you can see here, we'll need to fight our way back up the wedge in order to reclaim each of these lower highs marked by these blue lines that were formed during the downwards trend in order to reverse this trend of lower highs. Now let's zoom out a bit to the daily time frame. This past Friday, we had a very strong close above the 68.4K to 69.4K resistance zone. But we fell below it on Saturday after this big sell-off, and we even temporarily lost support of this white trend line. But everything changed for the better on Sunday with this green candle that went back into the 68.4K to 69.4K resistance zone, but we closed the week just below it. So although it was a great recovery, we ended the weekend below that great candle we saw on Friday. Today, we're currently pushing against the 68.4K to 69.4K resistance zone again, but we'll really need to see the ETF money flow pick up in order to push through it. And like I said earlier, we have been seeing strong money flow on Mondays and Tuesdays this month. Otherwise, we may just go sideways for a while or even go down and retest the supports below us at the 62.5K to 63.8K zone, or even retest this wick at around 59K. But let's just keep in mind that the halving event is about a month from now. And the demand for Bitcoin is only going to get stronger. So even a temporary pullback here should not be a cause for too much concern. Titans, we are your one-stop source for guiding you through this Bitcoin bull run. Please join us as we continue to provide the latest market and technical analysis that are going to give you that edge.